It's July 29th, 2026, and the Middle East has once again become the center of rapidly unfolding military developments. Within a matter of hours, a reported Iranian missile attack, a coordinated US-Saudi military response, and new strategic announcements signaled that tensions remain high despite previous diplomatic efforts. What happened over those 6 hours? How did us and allied forces respond? And what could these events mean for regional security going forward? Let's examine the timeline. According to statements released by US Central Command, Iranian forces launched multiple ballistic missiles toward locations hosting US personnel in the Middle East. American officials described the attack as an attempted surprise strike. Reports indicated that air defense systems, including those operated by the United States and regional partners, successfully intercepted the incoming missiles before they reached their intended targets. Officials stated that no American personnel were injured during the incident. Soon afterwards, CENTCOM announced a coordinated military operation conducted alongside Saudi Arabian forces. The operation targeted facilities in eastern Iraq. US officials identified as logistics and weapons, sites linked to Iran-backed armed groups. Military statements described the strikes as a response to a recent increase in drone attacks directed at American forces and critical regional infrastructure. According to US officials, more than 30 drone attacks had occurred within the previous 72 hours, although specific militia groups were not publicly identified. Officials stated that the targeted organizations had received support or direction from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, commonly known as the IRGC. The operation highlighted how quickly military events can escalate in an already unstable region within just a few hours. The situation had shifted from missile defense to offensive air operations involving multiple allied nations. One image released by CENTCOM attracted particular attention. The photographs showed the A-10C Thunderbolt II, better known as the Warthog, while officials did not confirm that the aircraft participated directly in the strikes. Many defense analysts interpreted its appearance in the official release as a strategic message. The A-10 has long been associated with close air support and battlefield endurance, making it one of the most recognizable aircraft in the US Air Force. Designed during the Cold War, the A-10 was built to survive heavy combat while providing precise firepower against ground targets. It's massive GAU-8 Avenger cannon remains one of the most powerful aircraft-mounted weapons ever produced. Unlike high-speed fighters designed primarily for air superiority, the A-10 specializes in remaining over the battlefield for extended periods, allowing pilots to identify targets carefully before engaging. This ability to remain airborne for long missions has made the aircraft valuable during operations against dispersed militant positions, vehicle convoys, and temporary logistic sites. Despite several previous retirement proposals, the aircraft has continued serving because of its unique operational role. Saudi Arabia's participation also marked an important aspect of the operation. The Royal Saudi Air Force operates one of the region's most advanced fighter fleets, including modern F-15 variants equipped with sophisticated radar systems, precision-guided weapons, and long-range strike capabilities. Joint missions involving American and Saudi aircraft require years of planning, shared training, and communication procedures to ensure safe coordination in complex airspace. Military analysts often note that such operations depend as much on preparation and interoperability as they do on advanced aircraft. Conducting coordinated strikes over another country's territory while avoiding friendly incidents demands extensive planning between command centers, pilots, intelligence officers, and air defense networks. The latest operation demonstrated that these military partnerships remain active and capable of responding rapidly when regional threats emerge. Beyond the immediate military response, the broader strategic picture remains uncertain. Iran continues to possess significant missile capabilities and maintains relationships with various armed groups operating across the region. These networks have played an important role in regional conflicts for years and remain a major concern for both the United States and its partners. At the same time, repeated exchanges of attacks increase the possibility of wider escalation involving additional countries. Whether recent events represent another temporary exchange or the beginning of a broader phase of the conflict remains unclear. One thing, however, is certain. The military balance in the Middle East continues to evolve rapidly, and decisions made over the coming days could shape regional security for months or even years to come, as military operations unfolded across Iraq. Another important development was taking shape behind the scenes, while fighter aircraft and missile defense systems dominated the headlines. Regional partners were also strengthening cooperation in technology, intelligence, and defense planning. One of the most significant announcements came from the United States and the United Arab Emirates, according to U.S. Central Command. The two nations are establishing a military artificial intelligence task force focused on improving the detection and defeat of unmanned aerial threats. Modern conflicts increasingly rely on drones for surveillance and attack missions, making rapid detection and coordinated response a growing priority for armed forces around the world. By combining operational experience with advanced data analysis and artificial intelligence, both countries aim to improve their ability to identify potential threats more quickly and coordinate defensive actions more effectively. The announcement illustrates how modern warfare is changing. Victory is no longer determined solely by the number of aircraft, tanks, or missiles a country possesses. Increasingly, information, software, cyber capabilities, and artificial intelligence are becoming just as important as traditional military hardware. At the same time, diplomatic activity continued in Washington. Several world leaders met with senior U.S. officials to discuss ongoing security challenges in Europe and the Middle East. Although many details of these discussions remain private, analysts believe they focused on military cooperation, regional stability, and long-term defense planning. Another topic receiving attention involved Ukraine's efforts to strengthen its domestic defense industry. Rather than relying exclusively on imported weapons, Ukrainian officials have repeatedly expressed interest in expanding domestic production through industrial partnerships and licensing agreements. If additional manufacturing capacity is developed inside Ukraine, it could improve the country's ability to sustain long-term defense operations while reducing dependence on overseas supply chains. For defense planners, this reflects a broader lesson emerging from recent conflicts. Industrial production has become a strategic asset. Modern wars require not only trained personnel and advanced weapons, but also the ability to replace equipment, manufacture ammunition, and maintain complex military systems over extended periods. Returning to the Middle East, questions remain about what happens next. Military officials have stated that coalition forces remain prepared to respond if further attacks occur. At the same time, diplomatic channels continue to exist, even as tensions remain high. History has shown that periods of escalation can sometimes be followed by renewed negotiations, while in other cases, isolated incidents can develop into much larger confrontations. That uncertainty makes every military announcement, diplomatic meeting, and strategic decision especially significant. For regional partners, maintaining cooperation will likely remain a priority. Joint exercises conducted over many years have helped create the coordination required for combined military operations, and recent events demonstrate how those partnerships can be activated quickly during periods of crisis. Looking ahead, observers will be watching several key developments. Will additional missile or drone attacks occur? Will coalition forces expand military operations against armed groups in Iraq or elsewhere? Will diplomatic efforts succeed in reducing tensions? Or will the cycle of retaliation continue? At this stage, definitive answers remain unavailable. What is clear is that the Middle East continues to be one of the world's most strategically important regions, where military, political, and economic interests intersect. Decisions made by governments today could influence regional stability for years to come. As always, separating confirmed information from speculation will remain essential. Initial reports often change as new evidence emerges, and understanding the broader context is just as important as following individual headlines. We'll continue monitoring official statements and verified developments as this story evolves. Thank you for watching. If you found this documentary informative, consider liking the video, subscribing for future in-depth analysis, and sharing your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. This is Lociannaro, bringing you factual reporting, strategic analysis, and global affairs explained with clarity. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and thank you for watching.